Manifestation is easy when you understand this one concept. And I'm actually going to walk you through my McLaren that's behind me. I don't know if you can see it, but I just pulled up in it. I got a lot of comments about that. I'm going to walk you through the McLaren. One of my manifestations, okay? Using these tools and these techniques that I teach you on this channel and within my school community. All the tools that I teach you, everything that I go over, is everything that I practice and everything that I use to create my beautiful life that I have right now. I have a great physique. I have a beautiful house. I have supercars. I have super trucks. Great relationships in my life. My life went from literally being in prison for 8.5 years and now being out for 2.5, being able to provide value and service to so many people in the world. I've actually sold one of my other companies. That way I could focus more of my attention within the school community and my brand. Like, I absolutely love everything about my life. I absolutely love my life. And I want everyone to experience it. I literally wake up 10 minutes before my alarm clock goes off. And I'm smiling as soon as I wake up in the morning. And I don't even want to go to sleep at night because I love my life that much. And all the tools, everything that I teach, all the techniques with the law of assumption, with the gratitude crash course, the reverse course, the leaf exercise, everything that I've created on my school community and on my YouTube channel that I talk about and I use myself creates this identity for yourself, for you. And I want you to experience that life. Don't you want to wake up in the morning with a smile on your face before your alarm clock goes off and look forward to the amazing day that you're about to receive? Don't you want to experience that? You can also be someone that absolutely loves your life. And that's what I want for you. And this is what I want to create for you by giving these tools and for you to apply these techniques into your life with a systematic approach. All right, guys, so this is the technique. The technique that I want to share with you is about you are living in a movie. This is the way you need to look at your simulation. That you are actually living in a movie right now, and your character is the star character. Like, if you think of any movie that you've watched, ever, who was the character in those movies that you looked up to, that you liked, that you're like, oh my gosh, I love this character in this movie? Whoever that person was, the person that you want to identify with, the person that you love and admire in that movie, that you look up to, the hero in the movie, the person that's always doing what they say they're going to be doing, that they have all this love and they're so heroic, and they portray themselves as the person that you love and admire. When you see that, you have to correlate that to your simulation and the person that you need to be when no one else is around. It doesn't matter when there's other people around, if you're just acting as if you're this person when other people are around, and then you go back to your old concept of self when you're by yourself. You don't do it that way. It's actually the opposite. Okay, God sees everything. Your identity and your concept of self is who you are when no one is around, and you need to be that character of that person when no one else is around. You need to start doing that today. Start falling asleep as if you are this identity right now. Like, when no one else is around, and when other people are around, you're still the same person. But when no one's around, you're still the same person. And what would that person be doing? Have you ever watched a movie with a character in the movie that just sat around and watched Netflix and ate honey buns and flicked around on TikTok and played video games and watched pornography? Would you ever like to be that? Or did you ever admire that identity or that actor in that movie? No, you wouldn't. And you're not going to see a movie like that generally. You're not going to look up to that person. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. What I'm trying to get at is your world is a movie. And you need to identify with the actor that you love and admire, the one that you look up to in that movie, and become that version of yourself when no one else is around. Like, like your favorite movie, become that identity when no one is around. Like, when you wake up in the morning, what would that character do? They would do everything they're supposed to do, right? They would do everything they were supposed to do. They would get up early. They would exercise. They would eat the right foods. They would be everything they told everyone they were going to be doing. They do, and more. This is the person that you need to create within you, your new identity. The person that has everything that you desire as well. The identity that I created while I was in prison. And I was just But a lot of it has to do with developing your focus and your present moment awareness and knowing you're living in a simulation. That way you can create this identity and capture this identity and play this role in your world, this temporary state, until it becomes a permanent state. And then you can manifest whatever you want to come into your life. And these are the tools that I offer you, okay? But you have to develop your focus in order to see results very quickly. You have to develop your focus, present moment awareness, and know that you're living in a simulation. And this is the actual key, and something that I developed. That's why I've been so successful after getting out of prison, because I stepped into a new role. I stepped into this role of a brand owner, of someone that provides value and service, but I live that life. I follow the teachings. I do it. I am it. That's why I'm successful at it. Because once you become something when no one else is around, like that's who you are. And then you step into a role where you're providing that service for other people. That's when other people are attracted to you. That's when your world reflects that change. Your simulation just transforms in front of your eyes into this world that reflects the inner you, when the person that you are when no one else is around. And this is the person that you create. Okay, you identify with this person, and your world is a mirror of the simulation. It has to mirror that back to you. So as you step into your role, and then you start providing service that is congruent with the person that you have become and the person that you are when no one's around, that's when everything happens. That's when you become a multi-millionaire. And it can happen very, very quickly. But how well can you focus your attention and present moment awareness and have present moment awareness on this identity and sustain this identity, like throughout the day here and there practicing, and then but falling asleep with that identity. And then once you fall asleep with that temporary state of consciousness, it shifts you to a permanent state of consciousness where you just are now this person. That's the way you have to look at your world and manifestation, is you become the version of yourself, and then when no one else is around, and then you create that temporary state until it turns into a permanent state, and your world has to reflect that change. And you can create whatever you want by doing this, but you have to develop these tools. And I go into this a lot more, like on my school community, I do 3 live events every single week, and we dive really deep into this stuff, and I answer your questions pertaining to it. And I also give you the tools in the classroom to develop the systematic approach, to develop this part of your mind to where you can start identifying with this new actor in this star movie that you're playing in. And then your world becomes a movie. And then you become this person now that identifies with having everything that you desire, because you're that person now, even though the stuff hasn't come yet. You have now identified yourself with this person, and now the world has to just formulate and plot and create all this stuff to come to you, and where you're going to act within that, and then it's all going to materialize in your world. But I'm going to go ahead and give you a tour of the McLaren and give you a little bit more of the F250, the customized F250 I just bought too. I'm going to walk you through that right now. I know I got a lot of comments on that. I love you guys, so let's see. Try to work this camera as good as I possibly can. Sorry about the yard being a mess. I just got hit with this hurricane. But you can look at this. This is actually a $17,000 upgrade with this paint. I forget what it's called, like MSO. I forget it's like a black paint, but if you look at it in the sun, it's got like a green gold flake. It almost looks green in the sun if you look at it. Sorry, but I'm trying to adjust this camera. You can kind of see it, but it's dark out, like at night or in the shade, it looks black. But as soon as the sun hits it, it's got like this goldish green kind of tint to it. It's also got these ceramic brakes, a stop on a dime, these things. See if you can see those. It's absolutely breathtaking how fast this car is and how well it brakes. See, now it looks black. See that? See, you look at it now, it looks black. The back opens up. You got this little trunk. Not much, but for a McLaren, it's actually pretty good. Let me try to give you a better look at that. And it's got all that carbon fiber back there on the sides. And it's actually got this custom carbon fiber right here, if you can see that. The McLaren, that's all carbon fiber, sits in a carbon fiber tub. You won't see very many McLarens with that carbon fiber there. It's like a custom special order. But you got the electrochromic sunroof that it darkens and lightens with the touch of a button. I think it's dark right now. You can't even see out of it. But it's all electronic. It's a 7-speed dual clutch race transmission with a 4-liter V8 twin turbo. And it is every bit of fun. Every bit of fun. Give you a little walkthrough. It's actually the only McLaren I could fit in. It's the only one I could get, really. And it's weird the way this is the only one that came to me, too. But, yeah, I fit right in it. Actually, I'm 6'4". And we got the F250 right here. I absolutely love this truck. This thing's a monster. This thing's like the Raptor Senior, the big brother of the Raptor. You can look at all the accents, everything that Harley Davidson did. All the custom work. It's got the electric step that comes down as soon as you open the door, so you can step right up into it. Double panel sunroof, all that stuff, leather, my carbon fiber. This is all, the seats are suede with leather. This thing is so fun to drive. It's like the suspension system they put in this thing is just absolutely phenomenal. And I love the way the seats look, and they feel great. Got the Ram TRX right here. It's got this active valve shocks for off-roading. This thing's a beast off-road. It's got a 6.2 liter supercharged engine, over 700 horsepower, but it's got all the carbon fiber, as you can see, the yellow stitching. It's got the yellow accents, and it's got the TRX seats, as you can see, all custom made. This is all genuine leather, and it's got the plaque, the TRX Havoc Edition plaque. Got suede double. It's got the double panel moonroof in this thing too. The back seats are huge, all leather, everything carbon fiber. Just a beautiful, comfortable, fast, super fast truck. And we got the 2024 Z06 Corvette, 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds. Naturally aspirated 5.5 liter, does a 10-second quarter mile. This car is fun and it sounds amazing. It's a supercar, but one of the cheaper supercars you can get, but it acts just like one. It's still well over $100,000. But it's got the red seats, red interior, red stitching. It's got the 8-speed dual clutch automatic transmission, race transmission. This car is fun. Let me give you another peek at it right here. And I got the upgraded wheels. I got the forged custom wheels, and it really set it off. This thing is absolutely so much fun and amazing. I absolutely love my life. And here's the front of the house where it was barricaded up. I just took everything down. All the hurricane shutters from the hurricane, it's a disaster. I'm still cleaning it up, but it was a fun manifestation. You know, it's just something that's developing me even further. But here's the front of my house. This is a beautiful house. I absolutely love this house. And it sits on an 1.5 acres. Something else I've manifested in the last 2.5 years of being out of prison. That's just a part of what I've manifested since I've been out of prison for 2.5 years. Because I have identified with the version of myself that I love and admire, and I've given that person to the world. Like the person that I am when no one's around. Like if I write down 20 things that I'm going to do tomorrow, tonight, I make sure I do all those things because that's the person that I love and admire. That's the person I want to see in a movie that I watch that I'm looking up to. Be like, oh my gosh, I wish I can be like this person. That's the person you identify with when no one's around, and you also identify with that because that state of consciousness is created permanently into your world, and as you associate with other people, this affects your relationships, this affects your physique, the way that you eat, everything. If you say that you're going to follow a certain diet, you do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you're going to exercise every day for this much time, you do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If you are in a relationship and you tell the person that you love that you're going to do this, this, and this, and we're going to spend time together, you know, we're going to go out date night every Tuesday and Friday night, you're going to do it. And if you're going to buy them flowers, you tell yourself you're going to buy flowers or cards, you're going to do something special for them, and you do it every single time. And you'll have perfect relationships. Your career, your business is the same way. Your diet's the same way. Your physique's the same way. All your relationships are the same way. Everything you manifest is created from that version of yourself that you create. But there's a secret trick to this, and that's what you fall asleep with at night that Neville Goddard covered. Okay, you create and identify with yourself, with this version of yourself when you're in a sleepy state, and then you focus on this with your developed attention, and you're very present while you're doing this. You block everything out, and you supersede your three-dimensional simulation, and then you create this ideal version of yourself, and you fall asleep with that version. It's about mastering this technique, these tools, developing these parts of your mind. And that's what I offer on my school community. All right, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. I want to see your manifestations next. So all of you, I want you to start creating your own brands And I want you to start manifesting. I want you to start finding your passion and becoming this, identify yourself with this version of yourself that you love and admire. And then just do it. Just create it. Stop thinking about it. Just become this person. Fall asleep with that person. And start being that person. Especially when no one's around. I love you guys. See you in the next one.